Hello, everyone. No, you're not going crazy. We are on a little bit of an incline. We parked on a little bit of an incline today, maybe for the next week or so. But I try to set the camera up to where it matches the incline. But if it doesn't do it perfectly, I apologize. And I have been making some videos, this week. After making them and while editing them, I just got this feeling that it wasn't good enough. And not like in a down on myself way, but just it needed to have an up in quality. So I'm trying something out. Got a notebook with me to help stay on track. So let's see how that goes. And the focus of today, I had a long drive home, so I had a lot of time to think. I had about a couple hours today to really think to myself, and I was feeling a little rough, just kind of out of sorts. But I found some peace and some stuff, and I wrote it down, and I wanted to share it with you all. A happy, peaceful life is not determined by the current role you're playing. It's more so determined by how well you're playing the role. And what do I mean by that? I'll take my job, for example. I do customer service work for my company, and playing my role correctly is, putting on a smile and treating every customer like they're our most valued customer, right? Even when it's annoying, and even if it's like fake, most of the time I have to, be nice and go that extra mile, at least socially, to make sure they know they feel serviced, et cetera, et cetera. And a lot of times you can have a pretty miserable life if you're just not playing the role correctly, right? And even though I don't like this role necessarily, I'm trying to actively get out of it and change. Like, I'm trying to make YouTube videos, I'm trying different things. But I need to stay playing my role well while I'm still in it. Because if I stop playing it well, I'm going to start feeling bad. My life's going to start falling apart. You feel me? And the big question that you should ask yourself is, does the blame lie on the role itself, or does it lie in playing it incorrectly? Because don't get me wrong, life is about orientation. Not everyone sees roles the same way. An actor loves playing a role, they love acting. But if you have a mechanic who's asked to act, they're probably not going to love it. They're actually probably going to hate it. They find it fake. They find all these reasons why it's not for them, right? So it's about orientation. It's about finding out who you are, what you like, what you decide about the world is true, and then picking a role that fits that, and then playing that role to a T, to the best of your ability. That is how you gain authenticity points, I guess. You see those people that they just have the glow to them. It's because they're in the role that fits them, and they're playing it to a T, right? One day I found I was playing my role all wrong, right? And the first thing that I thought of was like, oh, like it's like this world's so messed up, and the system is rigged against me, and all of these things which a lot of us feel and know are true, which they are. But there is also truth on the other side, that if you follow that feeling all the way down, I realized a lot of that misery was coming from me more so than the system or what I chose to blame. Like, reality is much more nuanced than it appears on the surface. So yeah, when I say the system is rigged, we all know that's true, but there's nuance to that. It's not rigged in the standpoint of it's out to get you specifically or me specifically. It's not necessarily a evil system, it is a broken one. And that is an important distinction to develop in yourself. I truly believe this. It's important for every individual to convince themselves of this in any way that you can. Only you know yourself. You must convince yourself that this world is broken and not evil. Because logically, if one believes the world is evil, then the only logical outcome is to fight it, is to create a fight in the world against the world, right? But if you're able to develop the mindset that the world is not evil, but it is broken, that allows your mind, you open up your mind to all the possibilities of collaboration and the ability to fix it once you see the world as broken and not evil. You open up your mind to new possibilities that you were blind to based off of a belief that the world is evil. This is a very simple example. If you realize how perception is controlled by belief, then a lot of times you'll see that you're just blind to the right path, the correct path, the best path, the path that makes the most sense to you, because you had a false belief. You had a belief of about an illusion rather than a reality of the world. Your perception literally controls the number of opportunities that you see and perceive, or the lack thereof, because it works both ways. You can shut yourself off to these opportunities as well, because you don't know how many opportunities are like literally right beside you in life, but you're just blinded by a certain one belief, or you believe an illusion that isn't reality and it's keeping you stuck. And here's one big thing, especially in the modern world today. It feels much safer to just listen to somebody, a person of authority, a person with a lot of followers, a big following, a big streamer, etc., about their views and opinions of the world. But the truth is, every opinion was formed via someone's empirical data, right? It was formed through someone's experiences and opinions of the world and beliefs, etc. So if that is the case, why would you want to bet your life off of somebody else's empirical data instead of your own? Go out there and build your beliefs based on what you experience, what you know, not just off what you hear. Because what you hear from the world is always tilted in a direction that's going to benefit them. They're paying money to have that message out there. They're paying effort, etc., whatever, to have that message out there. You better believe it's to benefit them. Period. So don't just take what they say at face value. I want to talk a little bit about how to know a little bit more about this role, and then also how you play it. This orientation towards your role, and then also what your role is. If you're not energized and feeling just alive in the role that you're playing, then it's one of these things has to be true. Either the role is not meant for you, or you're not playing the role well enough at all. And most of the time, there's truth in both of those camps. Because a lot of times I know when I felt and realized I was not in the role that I liked and not in a role that I was really like meant to be in, I used to get emotional about it. And I used to kind of self-sabotage myself in ways I didn't realize at the time. Basically just out of childish behavior, like, I don't want to do this thing, so I'm going to act up. That's basically what it came down to. And that's just a defense mechanism. There's no shame in that. The only shame is never realizing it and then repeating the same mistakes over and over again. I truly believe that. So I had to face myself in a lot of ways. Not only the fact that my role was not for me and I needed to make a change, and I'm actively trying to do so, but also that I had effort that I was leaving on the table. I had things that I could do right now to improve my situation, even though the role that I'm being forced to play right now is not one that I particularly like or enjoy. And I think there is some type of pride in that, not in a bad way, but just like, the world may force me to into this role right now, but I'm not going to lay down. I'm going to take it standing up, and it's going to mean something, because I'm going to make it mean something. The last thing I'm going to allow this world to do is make me meaningless and make me a statistic. If you are not feeling energized and feeling love for life in your role, that is probably why you feel bad and don't care about things, and life doesn't feel good. It feels fake. The role that does that for you is out there. Let me make that clear. It is out there somewhere. It's not guaranteed that you'll find it, but there are ways that you can strive to find it that will increase your odds. That's the most honest way I can put it. But it's not about finding it or not. What it's about is the journey that you go on along the way. The person you become finding that role. Because a lot of the times I've found that I was wanting this role and I made certain steps toward it. I came closer to it, and then I realized, you know what? After I reevaluated, after my POV has changed, my point on the graph has changed. I've come closer to what I thought I wanted. I don't really want that as much as I thought I did. I actually want this other thing, right? Because this life changes you. It's a journey that it's a participatory journey that changes you, and you change others that you come into contact with. Yeah. There will be lessons that you learn on that journey that you cannot buy with money. No amount of money can teach you the wisdom that you will learn on this journey. One part of life that is lost in this modern age is leaving the reality your parents made for you and raised you in, and then going out and finding one that fits you. It's lost in today's world, but no one talks about how important that is for maturity. We all kind of just take that as something that people do eventually. But as we've come to find in this modern society, it's actually more of a process that happens naturally in the way society used to be. Because society is not that way anymore. Go look at the numbers. Go look at how many people still live with their parents. And there's no shame in it. Like, I get it. I'm living at home right now with my parents, to be honest with you. I haven't always, and I plan to move out again soon, but shoot, man, it's freaking hard. I get it. I don't blame you for saving some extra bucks. Doing this, though, back to the point, doing this journey, stepping outside of the journey or the reality that your parents raised you in, and then stepping into one that is more true to who you are, will mature you towards becoming your most true self. At the end of the day, that's what life is. Always striving to be your most true self, essentially, in every day, through your actions, through your roles, through your interactions, right? Doing this will help you move towards that person that exists out there that is your most true self in the future, in the ether. You just got to find, right? At the end of the day, guys, the most important thing, in my opinion, is keeping your head on straight about this world being broken instead of evil. This world has convinced so many people now, especially young people, that it's not just young people. I'm not pushing blame anywhere specific, but everyone sees the world as good and evil. Everything has to have like a positive and a negative. Everything has to be viewed in this bipolar way. You have to be on this side or that side on every single topic, no matter what. And that has consequences on society through individuals' perceptions of society. Back to what I was saying, to hammer it home. If I see the world as evil, the system that I'm in as evil, then the only logical conclusion I can draw is to fight it. And the world doesn't need more of that right now. What do we need is to come together, collaborate, and love one another, to build and fix what is broken, and not just yell what we think is evil. Thank you for watching.